With a live report. A warning to stay out of the Black Ridge Reservoir. The city of Harriman shutting it down due to algae. What to keep in mind before heading out these last few weeks of summer. Plus a terrifying boat fire, $500,000. The city of Harriman is closing Black Ridge Reservoir due to algae. Salt Lake County is expected to conduct tests this week to see if algae in the reservoir is harmful. Until then, all water recreation in Black Ridge is off limits, and you should keep pets away as well. The water comes from Utah Lake, and it's full of these harmful algal blooms. News specialist Shelby Lofton spoke with officials about the impacts of this algae.
When the entire shoreline kind of tests positive, then that's when it's a lake-wide warning.
It's that time of year when harmful algal blooms lurk in our lakes.
What harmful algal blooms need to grow are still water, hot water, or warm water, and a food source.
Kelly Cannon-O'Day with the Utah Lake Authority says exposure to harmful algal blooms comes with risks.
They're a bacteria, and so when they come in contact with your skin, if they end up dying, then they release a toxin, and that can, if it comes in contact with your skin, you can get a little bit of a rash. If you ingest it, you can get a little bit of an upset stomach.
Dogs have died from exposure. They're asking people to keep their pets out of the water and be mindful of activities on the lake right now. Cannon-O'Day says paddleboarding and kayaking is fine, but wave runners kick up a lot of water. Fishing is also okay, but
it is unknown what the harmful algal blooms do to fish. So if you do decide to eat the fish, make sure you're cleaning it out thoroughly, that you're cooking it thoroughly.
She says they're working to reduce the algal blooms.
We do this by removing carp. Carp churn up the soil. There's a lot of nutrients in the soil, and when carp are bottom feeders, they churn up the nutrients, and then the harmful algal bloom can feed off them.
They also plant native plants to hold the soil down. The Utah Lake Authority and other lake lovers continue to experiment with different methods that could make this pesky reoccurrence go away.
People are still upset, oh, the lake still has harmful algal blooms. It has it for a much, much shorter window than it used to be. Most of the year, they are not a problem.
Shelby Lofton, KSL-5 News.
Students are headed back to the classrooms next week as more new tech emerges. So does concern
demonstrations over the case. Plus, chaos in a Sandy neighborhood after a runaway mail truck plows into homes. The damage it caused at 5.
2 homes in Sandy damaged by a runaway mail truck. We talked to an impacted homeowner.
Live and streaming. This is KSL News at 5.
Well, good afternoon. Crews fighting a large
hearing.
Some residents of Sandy were startled this afternoon when a mail truck crashed into their homes. One homeowner says the driver wasn't behind the wheel.
News specialist Shelby Lofton spoke to him about the incident.
2 houses were hit by this U.S. Postal Service truck. We talked to one homeowner who says he's glad this didn't turn out worse. Robert Jensen is surveying the damage done to the front of his Sandy home. He says a mail truck rammed into the bricks on the right side of his garage door, leaving it dented and possibly broken. He says his understanding is a mail carrier parked their truck uphill and didn't put it in park. It rolled downhill, first hitting the house across the street. It took out that home's mailbox and a flower pot. The truck had enough momentum to run into the house's vinyl siding, scuffing it. Then Jensen says the truck rolled forward into his driveway, crashing into his house. His grandchildren and his wife were home at the time. No one was injured, including the mail carrier.
They heard a lot. They wondered what happened. They thought that maybe something in the garage. I have some shelves and things. Those must have tipped over. They didn't know what it was until they came out and saw the damage.
Coming up on KSL-5 News at 6, we'll tell you what we know about this mail truck driver and what's next for these homeowners. For Live at 5, I'm Shelby Lofton.
Thanks a lot, Shelby. Well, school is about to start.
For stalking Post Malone. Plus, 2 homeowners are picking up the pieces after a mail truck rammed into their home.
I saw a lot of emergency vehicles. I don't know whether they're police or fire trucks or both, but I did wonder why the postal truck was in my driveway.
What they're now learning about the driver who was behind the wheel. And Utah taking aim tonight on KSL-5 News at 10.
Today, two houses in Sandy were damaged by a runaway mail truck. Homeowners say the driver didn't put the vehicle in park. News specialist Shelby Lofton tells us what happened after it went rolling down the hill into yards and homes.
When Robert Jensen got home from the barber, he said he saw police cars, fire engines, and a mail truck in his driveway. He had no idea what had happened. Jensen's wife and grandchildren were home when they heard a loud crash, thinking something had fallen over in the garage. It was actually a mail truck that rolled into the front of their house, knocking down bricks and damaging the garage door. Jensen says they think the mail carrier left the truck further up the street, which is on a hill, and forgot to put it in park. It rolled downhill, taking out a mailbox and flower pot. Then it scuffed the front of this house before plunging forward into the Jensen's home. Fortunately, they weren't harmed. A spokesperson for USPS says the driver wasn't injured and no mail or packages were impacted. They are reviewing the incident.
He was really torn up. He told us he'd driven for 27 years and never had one accident. So he shed a few tears over it. But it could have happened to anyone at any time, just a freak accident.
An employee with Sandy City was out here when we arrived, and he says they come out to assess any damage done to homes in situations like this one. He says, fortunately, both of these homes are secure and safe enough to live in. In Sandy City, Shelby Lofton, KSL-5 News.
Thanks a lot, Shelby. Well, hundreds of thousands just this afternoon.
In Sandy, 2 homes are now damaged after an accident involving a mail truck. One of the homeowners says he thinks the mail carrier left the truck farther up a hill and forgot to put it in park. The truck ended up rolling, scuffing up the front of a house before plunging forward into Jensen's home. No one was hurt, and the USPS says no mail was impacted. Jensen says it was a freak accident.
He was really torn up. He told us he'd driven for 27 years and never had one accident. So he shed a few tears over it.
USPS is reviewing what happened. Sandy City is also assessing the damage, but both homes are still secure and safe enough to live in.
A single mother and her father.